Hello, ZeldaSpeedRuns, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the Zelda 200% No Major Glitches Tournament. We've got to you a very nice match today. We've got to you in round 2, we've got to you justinman114 versus Dark Magician. This is the first restream I'm doing with Zelda 2 for like in a while since I've done the Zelda 2 randomize, which also exists, so I don't really know too much about this, and I don't know why the voice call isn't displaying me, but I know why, but I'll be fixing that soon. I'm George, I'm joined here by Enos on commentary. Do say hello.
Hello, everybody. We're gonna get off to this 100% no major glitches run, the last race for the round of 8. It was the tournament that started off with a what do you call it? I think a round robin phase, and 16 went on to the brackets. The brackets are double elimination, and so these two, Justin Man, the 3rd seed, and Dark Magician, DM1184, the 11th seed, they'll be going at it for the chance to go up against Light, the number 2 seed. So 100% no major glitches is an updated it's a new category with some updated rules from a couple of years back when Fairy Feet finally got added. That's a skip. It's a very limited use skip, but it was discovered in like 2016, and it really didn't get into any categories till 2018. We had to redefine categories. So here we go. Our players are heading out, and let's see. Both going to Trophy Cave first. I've heard from these players that the reason they do it first is in case they mess up, they can reset. But in a race, it doesn't really matter. But habits are habits. This is a really fun cave in the dark. It's the first thing you do if it were an any percent run. And Justin gets through pretty clean. DM takes a couple hits. We're using up an A in this category. So basically, you just game over, and any time you do that outside of the final palace, you just go right back to standing in front of Zelda. So they'll be doing that a few times because there's a bunch of little stuff to up and A out of. You know, it's like 9 seconds just to get out of the Grand Palace, or the North Palace, it's called, where Zelda is, from an up and A. Whereas a lot of towns and things like that will take a good 15 seconds or more to leave. So, let's see. Justin's going to Shield Town. DM's going to Shield Town. They'll both use it, probably, the Shield spell in Jump Cave, when they're fighting the first red gorilla that is very difficult to see in the dark. The Shield spell costs 32 magic, which is 2 of those bars in the magic pile there. They've got 80 MP. And they'll need another 48 to cast Jump, which is required to get through the Cave of Jump, as we call it. Alright, Karate. I'll mark it down on your time card. Thanks for coming by. Alright, now off to Jump Town. We call things in this game by either what they have or what they do, or what they require. So there's Jump Cave and Jump Town, and Jump Town has the jump spell, Jump Cave requires it. So again, DM's only behind by the couple hits that he took in the Trophy Cave. The trophy is required to pick up this spell here. And once again, we're going to see our 4th up and A already. There'll be a few more. Many of these things can be done in different orders. The main thing for the route that they're doing, where they're going to go to Death Mountain and get the hammer first, is that they need the jump spell. They don't have to have shield. They don't have to have the magic, but without that magic container that they picked up, they wouldn't be able to cast Life, which they do pick up on the way to Death Mountain. Justin's doing some nice work here, going front and then back. Nice back beam from DM. That was sick. And DM didn't cast shield on the first one. He didn't take a hit either, but he took life 2 anyway. And we saw that Justin put on shield for this room. DM hanging on to the shield magic. Oh, he's... Yeah. Players do want to get through here without taking damage because there's a benefit to having the beam sword. You need full health to use it. DM's in trouble here. He needs to jump that. He'd have been hit by that, in trouble. And Justin is skipping the 1-up. I think DM might hit up the fairy. Nope, DM's not doing the fairy. Ooh, gross. In trouble. Alright, we'll DM audible to the 1-up. Alright, there it is. 1-up for DM. Thanks for the link light. I was just about to get to that. Alright, so that's gonna hurt DM a bit. Waiting for that encounter. Drop it into Bagoo. A little bit of speed tech in the town here. Justin, as he entered that small house where he talked to the table, let off of the left just enough to slow down so that when he held up, you hold up and you can enter the door as you're moving, that he entered at the farthest right position possible. If you can hold like diagonal up left, and you'll continue to walk left full speed, and you'll enter the door in the first frame possible. But if you do that, when you exit the door, you'll come back outside of the house on the left side of that door. If you slow down just a little bit, you'll actually end up on the right side of the door. Save yourself 0.2 of a second. And we'll see if DM did it. Yep, DM did the same. Very small speed tech. In the grand scheme of this game, you'd have to basically save that 5 times to make up for even taking 1 hit, but there's nothing better to do. Just do it. You just gotta do speed tech just because it exists. On this particular door, see now Justin came out on the left side, and that was on purpose as well. He did not hold up left. He did not want to enter that as early as possible. Entering as early as possible probably has to do with subpixels. I'm not super expert on that, but Link does move faster than 1 pixel per frame, so by going full speed, you might enter on different pixels depending on where the doors are. Justin's already a bit low on health. He'll might try to squeeze a little bit more out before he casts life, but I think any hit's gonna lose him his beam. Very nice ascent there. I love that tech. Oh no! Damn, that's a pretty surprising boomerang there. My experience with this cave is that this Korea does not usually throw very early like that. It's usually more like that. Oh, and he's gonna... Let's see if he's... Nah, he's not gonna bother casting life. It's really nice to get through this part with the beam, but it's not necessary, and... I think he's good enough to get back to full. The doubles are coming in. 6, 9 hits. Double single, double single, double single. And DM just 1 cave behind. Cave and a half. Nice tink. DM tries to throw the beam up as the aches come down, but it doesn't connect, so... Oh! Justin takes another death. He's on his last life already. He didn't grab the 1-up. DM would do well to play it very tight here, and if Justin doesn't keep it together, he's going to be in trouble. Very punishing to game over here, and holy moly, he just did. the damage on that hit was ridiculous. So Justin's lost some progress here. DM's also on his last life on the same screen. No, he's got another guy left. But he's got the jump. He's going to climb up and he's going to go for the skip here. Got the jump over. Very cool. Another practice at the Octoroks in this cave. Oh, yeah, okay, so DM skipping that. Red Dire, still attack 1, but now attack 2, so these Dires will go from 9 hits to 6. And life has been cast. The next cave for DM has a magic refill in it. And one of his major drops will be in the next cave as well, since he skipped that Red Dire. Looking for the bits. Oof. Had to, yep. Alright. Life cast there, the refill, so DM is full, 2 lives going in here. He can. Looks like he's not going to despawn the Red Dire because he skipped the other one. Oh, he's got swung right in the face, but it was not the projectile, which does more damage in this case. Very aggressive move, but survives with almost no health. Slow down here, try to get the... Nope. Jump. There are 3 bouncy cats in there, Megmats. Tinks. Good tinks from Justin. Trying to get the morale back up with tinks. Oh, okay. DM's on his last guy. He's going to have to play a little tight here. Doesn't want to take many more hits. Gotta kill this guy before you leave the screen, because you go forward here without that kill. It's gonna throw an axe at your face when you come back, and DM will not probably be able to survive that. However, DM is in good position to at least get the hammer. Please cast life. Thank you. Alright, so whatever happens here... Standing falling doubles. DM will at least have the hammer if the game overs. Let him get back to that match container. That would be interesting. I've never seen anybody or myself had to ad-lib a route where I had the hammer, like when I would pick that up. But almost certainly use the back door and but there's not really any particularly special time to do it when you can just up an A out of every town and spell basement. So you just do it whenever you felt like it, I guess. Or probably ASAP because you really want magic containers. I agree that got Justin last time. No. DM's really trying to test me here. All right. Theirwolf is in chat. People are saying GG. Did Theirwolf win a Zelda 1 randomizer match? Alright, DM is on the sweet manipulated walk here. Knows exactly where to step off the road. Heading into Medicine Cave. Very satisfying sounding fight there for Justin. Oh, nope. Neutral jumps. Neutral jumps. When we say neutral jumps, what we mean is in this game, enemies, they basically read your input. So when you are, moving toward them, some enemies will back off from you. And so when you jump, if you let off the direction you're moving in air, you continue to gain your momentum. You don't gain momentum, but you don't lose momentum usually. But the enemy will not back up, so you can just do a clear jump over him. And DM does the doo-doo-doo smash to get into Fairy Town. Alright, in this chapel is the guy who teaches you how to press down on your controller in the air. Alright, so Justin already attacked 3. He's going to despawn the red dire by re-entering the front of the hammer cave. Going to do the beam wrap, but I think he just barely missed it. It looked good, maybe just a hair early. And the beam at the high, yep, right there. Beautiful. Dion will pick up the fairy spell next, which is pretty important for this category. Get as fast as possible. That's why they get the hammer. Hammer opens up the medicine. Medicine opens up the fairy spell. We're entering this screen as well. Despawns an orange dire. DM had fought that before, but it is kind of an option, and it really barely saves time to respawn it, but you can't mess up the despawn. Oftentimes, you see players take a death warp at the hammer. Neither of our player was in a position to probably do that comfortably. At this point, you just want to get it done. Alright, so for DM, picking up this heart container near the swamp. And then up an A. There's another one. Alright, DM setting up a manipulation here for the encounters by walking into and out of Raru. Very nice, gonna get to the path here and probably skip the next set of encounters. And pop one here and get to the road. Keep going, yeah. Yeah, look at this. Oh, almost. Just one square away. Morning, Jay Coper. Jay Coper here to express the first time he's ever waited on somebody. I'm of course joking. Yep. Justin took some deaths. Some really unfortunate deaths, and had a game over in Death Mountain. It wasn't all the way deep in Death Mountain, so that's the good thing about that. If there's a silver lining, he actually game over it at the first red Dyra, instead of like in the Hammer Cave. DM had us on the edges of our seats. No, I mean, it is, though. Trails, if if you're gonna game over, I know this is, I mean, obviously you don't want to game over at all, but a lot of races have been determined when, you know, the player who game overs the fastest, if two players game over, the one who game overs earliest is in the better position. But, you know, DM didn't game over, but DM was a little bit behind as well, so if Justin really hustles it, we should see him close him down. Justin's, you know, one of the very top end players in Zelda 2. He's played this a very long time, and DM's very good himself. Not take away from DM, he's done a great job, especially in this race, by staying alive. But yeah, Justin really is going to probably be able to close on, you know, small things here and there. So do most people kill the second Iron Knuckle? Well, some people don't even kill anything in here if they can help it. If they're on the P1 early route, the 785 leveling, they wouldn't kill anything that they didn't have to, or that wasn't like in their way too much to avoid. But if you don't kill that, many people do not. And Light could probably answer that better than I can. Yeah. Are you coming from the Heart Cave? Right. People are usually up-Aing out of the Heart Cave, I think. Okay, DM's gonna... Yeah, so DM's gonna take it nice and easy here and get that red jar so he doesn't have to purposely die to regain the spell fairy to get through here. Alright, so DM will head into Helmet Head with the attack 4, so it'll go a little faster. He won't need to turn around and kill this red Iron Knuckle either. But yeah, you can see this fight taking out the helmets. Yeah, without killing that red Iron Knuckle, XP can get pretty tense in here if you don't get the P-Bag drop. That's a gold split for DM. Next up for DM will be P1. He's going to spend a little time walking there. We'll have a look at how Justin's playing here for a minute. Non-stop room here, that was really good. I love that red jar pickup, it's so smooth. The only slowdown that really takes is to when you hit the jar and you get to push back off the jar, but you can pick that jar up without slowing down. Just gotta do a turn back swing, rising crouch. Alright, so you can pay attention to just on the left here, see what he does with his Iron Knuckles, but DM's got to ferry through these doors. That's why we get ferry. Avoid getting all the side tracks, pick up keys. So he's going to die a couple times here to refill his magic, probably. And we're going to see Justin looks like he's going to fight and get his experience, and not Death Warp here. Some players, I think they'll Death Warp here. Yeah, DM remembered to stab the correct direction going down that elevator before he came into this room, stabbed off the left wall, pushed himself right. That way it repositions the skull bubbles there, and he can go a little faster and avoid some confrontations with those. See this Death Warp from DM. After picking up the candle, down to 1 life. Just got to go through 1 more door and fight Helmet Head. Just don't want to take damage on this life if you can help it. Don't want to game over to Horsehead, which, you know, shouldn't be a problem, but if you get too aggressive on Horsehead and take some hits, you can still get knocked out here. There's a pea bag for Justin. He's going to grab this jar. Nice dig there. You see that Justin's dig, if you recall the way the DM did it, Justin's a bit more efficient. Nice pixel there for DM, pushing the Iron Knuckle off the screen. They're afraid of fairies. He's not going to do anything stupid here like I would. And so he's taking out Horsehead, and my wife is pulling into the driveway. It's going to get loud in here for a minute, so I'm not going to have my mic on. That will be coming soon. I'm still talking now. Alright, so here's a fairy foot. First time seeing one in this run. Turn to a fairy, tap left frame by frame until the fairy just disappears a bit early off the edge of the screen. Then you press up, right, or down in that position, and you end up... The game thinks that you've exited the encounter on the right side because it doesn't actually check what your location was when you hit an exit. All it checked was your most recent velocity, direction. And so the fairy has instant complete acceleration and deceleration, and so it makes it easy to get yourself into the exit zone and then reverse your direction. It can be done as regular Link, but it's extremely difficult, probably more difficult than, say, like flagpole glitch, you know, half flagpole glitch in SMB1. It requires like incredible amount of accuracy. You'd have to have Link hit the exit with 0 velocity, but he loses, like, you know, a 16th of his total velocity every frame. So you have to get from a 16th of his total velocity to 0 on the frame that you hit the exit, and then also still be heading right. So your next frame you have forward velocity the other direction. It's pretty crazy. There is a third way to also do the fairy foot skip without doing that incredibly difficult Link feat, as you might call it, or the very easy fairy feat. You can get damage boosted right at the edge of an encounter as well, and I've seen it happen to Jam Evil doing a rando. He was in the bubble skip encounter where DM had just recently skipped through it, and he was hit by a rock as he left because the randomizer changed the bubbles into rocks, and he got pushed through and out the other side. He had to walk it twice? No. He was actually trying to... I don't remember what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to pass through, and he got it for free. He got on the other side where he wanted to be. But for whatever reason, he had... I'm not actually sure. He might have had to go through it twice. But yeah, it was obviously complete silliness. You got Link feet on the last fence? How the heck did you do that? Was it by accident? Well, that would invalidate an all keys run. Yes, it would. since Fairy Feet's not allowed in that. Oh, you had to walk through twice. Alright, so we see DM has dipped his fairy into the floor to catch that knife and Death Warp out of the raft. We can catch back up to current events now. Now, heading backward from the raft, going to use the jump spell. Going to try to pick up this key. Let's see it. Oh, he misses. This is a very difficult grab, and then, yeah, don't fall in the lava. Alright, so now Justin's going to head to his fairy foot, and DM's going to ferry through a door and head toward the boss here. Let's see, Justin's tapping it in. Tapping one frame at a time is pretty difficult, especially if you haven't played a lot of Zelda 1. Or maybe there's some other games where you just sit there and you tap one frame at a time on your controller, and it's actually worth doing. Yeah, DM is a little behind on XP. He's going to kill that. And this. Alright. And he's going to be 1 XP over what his goal here. Alright, Justin with the doo-doo smash. Manipulation, the audio cue. I think that Feasel was the one who would work that out, doing any percent no major glitches before Fairyfoot had been discovered. Not that Fairyfoot skips that, but we used to call it something else, and then we kind of changed the name in order to people to accept that Fairyfoot could be put in this category. But it's a really cool audio cue because it reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I loved watching him route games. He had so much patience. So much more than I think anybody I've ever watched stream, maybe Jair too, but he just do it like 6 hours of just routing on stream. Is totally cool. But it reminds me of the scene in Indiana Jones in the library where Indiana Jones he's got to bust through that floor with the X on it, and he's smashing it in time with the clerk stamping stuff. That's what it reminds me of every time. So we're getting close to the halfway point here. Now to the Eastern Continent. DM's got to go to Maze Island and grab a kid real quick so he can get the Reflect spell. He's on a good walk right now. Gonna step up. Yeah, nice. A couple fairies helps. And there's a couple ways to handle routing this next part here. We'll see what DM does. It's a little bit of walking here and more encounter manipulations. Meanwhile, Justin's heading toward the raft. Not picking up that key is one of the hardest things to do. And then picking it up is also surprisingly difficult to do smoothly. Alright, so here we're going to see DM commence the Dazzle. So, because he's picking up the 1-up, I'm going to assume he's not going to up an A from Reflect. So picking up the 1-up there actually puts in a nice delay to set up a frame rule type of deal. See those encounters pop at the same spot every time, and then one more is going to pop for him right here, and he's going to use it to skip, but he may have missed it. Oops. Yep. So he's a Fairyfoot this one, then he'll just skip the next one. Oops. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Yeah, but the trick there is that what happens is the overworld, encounters that you run into and then they bring you to the side scroll. They've got this random walk they do, and it's on this time cycle. So there's manipulations, like if you get into an encounter, there's a lot of places where you'll stab a few times before you leave a town, or talk to a sign, or stab before you walk out of a side scroll that you got into, in order to set up that RNG so they don't random walk on you, because if they're not random walking, they're always going to move in a very specific way relative to where you are. See, Justin's got to get this Reba fight. He's setting up for the aggressive fight. He's trying to shave off this time. All right, one more dismount it, and now the doubles maybe? Oof. No more knives. All right, there he goes. Dark Magician just picked up upstab. Alright. Well, Justin really wasted no time on this refill because his magic was already that low. He's gonna hold left and wait for the XP to tick up and get attack 7. DM's going to pick up the reflect spell, and if he's going to set up his enemy random walk outside the town, then he'll either stab before he leaves town, or he'll talk to the sign and let 4 letters appear. The mountain town of Darunia is what the sign says, and most of the time the players who talk to the sign will let it say M-O-U-N. It'll type it out, M-O-U-N, and then they let it go and they leave. Alright, Justin with the Dude Smash. M-O-U? Just M-O-U? Okay. Oh, M-O-U-N-T-A. It's like I'm about to sing a song, but it's fine. They didn't random walk. And then Fairyfoot this one. Fairyfoot encounter skip, like enemy encounter skip, have a very minor difference. When you Fairyfoot, it actually thinks you pass through the encounter, so you pass like one tile farther forward than you would if you use an enemy encounter skip. The enemy encounter skip's going to drop you back onto the tile where you encountered it, which you want to encounter it on the tile that is trapped, and, you know, brings you to that watery side scroll. So it actually has an impact on where the encounters appear thereafter. Yeah. DM gets all the way to Maze Island. Fairyfoot there for DM. DM's going to want to, I think, then farm the jar outside of P4. Alright, that's 1. Alright, I think DM still saved time. Somebody in chat, probably Light, knows how many of those you can do before you're losing time. I would guess that 3, if it takes you 3 to get a jar, that's time loss. Alright, so ferry through a door, jump, grab a key, go through that door now. Death warp as quickly as possible from the Wizrobe here. Not Tin Suit. Tin Suit's slower. Oh, just barely any health left. The Tin Suit will do it. He's got it. So Justin will be running errands here for another minute. And then we'll see him do the Green Mile. Ooh, gets the jar. Doesn't need the Death Warp, but dances ever so delicately on those crumble bridges. And his XP seems to be just great. He's going to need a Death Warp here, so he's going to run into those 2 blue Armored Stalfos, and then run into this red Iron Knuckle here. Alright, refills the magic for Karok. Irrelevant P bag. Alright, so RNG fight, if you feel like counting how many beams leave the screen, that gives you a general idea of how good or bad the RNG was. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, MOU, 8. Couple were leaving the screen when the fight finished. Less than 50% contact rate. Alright. Just is having a clean part so far, but here comes the hard part. Gets a fairy in front of him. Oh, he gets slinks down anyway. Doesn't quite get it. It's a real trick. You can... Oh, gosh. Unlucky. He could have tried to go forward with the fairy, but he still would have been pinched. He would have been on the forest and pinched up against the ocean side there, so he did want to get to the grass. Alright, so DM has gone back in. He's going to retrieve the boots very quickly, and then up an A from that. Just is going to ferry off that magic container hoist and save himself a few frames, maybe? Fairy foot, now it's up to Just to try to get his jar on the first try. It's a really good split for DM. DM has been right around the minute behind PB pace since the hammer. You know, he had a pretty rough trip through Jump Cave and Death Mountain. But he's been hanging on to his PB pace for a very long time now. Justin obviously was way behind after that game over. And he's been peeling off a little bit from his PB pace as well. And Justin's PB is about 1:50 faster than DM's. And so, ooh, Justin's at a weird spot here. That death is fine. Good death, Justin. Alright, so DM's picking up fire now. And DM taking a few extra frames to get in on the farthest right side of that door, so that when he leaves this house, he'll be on the right side. Did he save any frames? Oh, Justin gets the P-bag. Gonna stop for a minute and just walk it off, I think, in the lava. You know, if you actually fell in some real-life lava, you wouldn't sink. You'd thud on it. It's hard, but it's also hot. It wouldn't be like Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah, this is fine. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Justin's got 0 off the screen so far, I think. The 100% contact rate still going. Holy crap. Was that for real? 100% contact rate? Oh, DM doesn't make the eco key. He's gonna have to turn around. He didn't turn around for the key. He's gonna jump in the lava for 200 rupees. So I guess going forward and gonna jump for the key up ahead. Why would he jump for the key? He didn't get the, he didn't get Eco Key, did he? Are neither required? Did I just miss it? Did he actually get the Eco Key and I just looked away? No, see, he's got to get a key. He's gonna use the up stab, but you can get this momentum with an up stab, but you have to kind of wedge the block a little bit when you jump up. You gotta like hit your head to the corner, and then you can get up there and you'll up stab that key. Oh, okay. To ferry the last door, what do you do with death abuse or something? Well, yeah, that's the thing is, in a race, you might see people be less willing to death abuse in this segment because there are no more up and A's planned. These lives have to get them all the way into the Grand Palace at the least. So it's not surprising. Well, he did. But he doesn't want to do it twice, I suppose. He's got a limit. Pink. Alright, Justin setting up for Eco. Ooh, it looked decent, but I think I don't know, maybe a little bit late getting up. I think he might have hit the wall a bit low. I'm not sure, but he's gonna turn around for this key. Wants to make sure that he gets that before he dies. Yeah, DM just went through that key door, he used a key on it, and ferried through, and then died anyway, but, yeah. I'll give you the update here on when we get out of Palace 5, where he's at against his PB. And we'll see if we found some time saves for him. Alright, pretty low on life here. Ferry through the last door. Prepping up that shield for Goomba, you bet. Let's see what kind of Goomba strats we get here. We're going full aggressive. No in DM, there's aggressive will be above normal aggression. Oh, he's waiting for it. Yep, trying to downstab, but he's a bit high when he started pressing down. You gotta get beyond the helmet. You gotta pretend like his head's not there, but also not downstab the head. But gets through, doesn't take any hits. Alright. Well, only lost 15 seconds to PB, but 28 to his gold there, so I wonder. Just trying to get one more hit before he goes in there with his iframes right as they were wearing out, and so he's out of there with that death warp. DM has already picked up fire, so he won't be going into Buru. It looks like he'll probably just do a typical river dance. The Bad Breaks, I think, came up with the setup, maybe. He's already waited. He's already put on a slight delay to get a good RNG pattern here. And onto the River Devil. It's going to create a spawn when you pass over that. And perfect. Into the encounter with the level ups. Doesn't take attack 9. Very good. Yeah, you don't just burn the step though, Trails. You also stand still for like a quarter of a second or more. So like a quarter to half a second, I think, so that the random walk gets burned off. Ooh, misses the first fairy foot. Gets the second try, but he'll have to walk through the next encounter. I've heard that this is there's the Lordo walk if you don't fairy foot this encounter. Link feed incoming. Oh, I think I know what the Lordo walk is, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to do an A plus B momentum shift there. Oh, trying to do the classic back step and over the top, but I think he went just a hair early. Some frame rules. A little bit early. These overworld encounters. Justin's in a fight here. Let's check this out. Gets a few quick hits in there. Nice fight. The overworld encounters. A real good time to talk about it because somebody's in the overworld, but there's like a 21 frame rule, and when you leave, there's like a timer, and so the time from like you get onto the overworld and you're on a place where an encounter can spawn, there's a variance of 21 frames of how soon they might spawn. Oh, I missed round 1. Whoops. Yeah, so Justin still has Firetown. Firetown is 70 seconds. It's going to shave some time off his level ups. Alright, the magic word is please. No, it's spell. It's spell. And ferrying out of the house for the swag. They just didn't put any barrier up there, so you can just ferry right out. The backward standing, we'll give it a 5 out of 10. No, it doesn't save time. It saves what, 100? I think it saves like 108 or maybe 100 frames, somewhere around there, to ferry out of the house right instead of walking out left. But because you don't have enough magic to bust all the hoists with your fairy spell, the fairy hoist costs 110 frames or so. So getting out of those, you actually save more frames by ferrying out of both of these hoists than you do getting out of that one. Yeah, and the menuing is worse as well. It's not neutral. It's a frank time loss to ferry out of the house compared to ferrying out of both of the magic container and the key. You think so? I don't. The last I measured, it wasn't even like ignoring menus. It wasn't even more frames saved leaving the house as a ferry than it was to ferry off a hoist. Alright, Justin's in without a second encounter. Fire sprats? Oh. Yeah, time to triple check the frames. I don't quite put in the time on Zelda 2 that I do on Zelda 1 for checking the frames. The stab after wizard frames. DM's having a nice clean room there. Look like no momentum loss whatsoever. Hop it over, gonna boost off the knife. Tink. All the hot strats, very nice. Breaks 2 blocks and doesn't fall in. Oh, breaks another block just for swag. Right. Showing us what a guy with an upstab can do. Alright, we've got an attack 8 Rebo fight getting way up there. See him get launched upward. Ooh. Nice quick double hit to finish off the Iron Knuckle. DM's not gonna do... Oh, he gets the jar anyway. And there we go. We're gonna ferry out of here. Make it nice and easy. Life up. How much magic left? Full magic. Nice clean 4-tile jump, no toe pick. WizCon return. Already lost a little bit of momentum there briefly, but otherwise pretty cool. Couple safe back tinks, no jumping back tink. Hammering through the blue IK. Ceiling walk, I don't think he got it. Alright, DM's through the BGT room just fine. Let's see, DM's gonna go low here. There, go low, yep. Yep, just like that. Beautiful. Oh, it just gets a tap. Just get a hot strat out of Justin as well. Alright, got Rebo fight 2. Alright, another quick double hit finish, but I think DM might be a little disappointed. He didn't get the launch that I expected he was going for. That was a very clean fight for Justin. We're going to see DM pick up this 1-up to save himself from the easiest way to lose right now, and that is to game over on the way to GP. Alright, thanks. Looks like he's ready for the jackhammer. Very nice. Whoa! He got a little bit of unexpected air off the key there. Almost would have sent himself sailing into the lava if he kept going forward. Alright, let's see. Justin is heading into the ceiling walk portion. Ooh, I think he brushed his head up against that a little bit. You want to get like your nose there, but not the forehead. Nice clean tink there from Justin. Well, getting pretty close. Playing a little chicken with the lava. Good way to pass the time when you're falling. Oh, that was a little bit more delay than Justin's looking for when you're crossing this room. Right when you get to the edge there, it's you like to just briefly pause as you get to that corner, but Justin got caught on it. The pause will help you get around the skull bubbles without taking a hit. Ooh, nice clear there for DM. Fairy foot out of here. Another clean encounter. DM's having a great VOD so far. Gets the bounce, doesn't make it all the way across. Alright, alright. And jumpless. Oh no! Oh no, it's another game over for Justin. He does not finish off the jumpless jackhammer and gets caught in the leg by a fireball and knocked off the edge. Oh man. I think Justin's gonna keep playing for now. No, after game over, it comes back. Was it a double KO? I didn't see that the last hit connected. Nah, I didn't. Okay. Alright. First part of Grand Palace for DM is mostly a bit of walking, occasional enemy here and there. It's really kind of an ominous feel. That like the first time playing this game, the Grand Palace, the empty rooms were so haunting. You're just waiting for something to jump out at you. It's a really cool effect. An effect that they tried in Castlevania 2, but then they forgot to put any enemies in the final dungeon. Whoops. So you really just like, you're basically playing a walking simulator at the end there of Castlevania 2. Look for the jar. Ooh. Gets the correct blocks broken, just needs this guy to get out of his way and make the jump. And come on, knives right where they'll get in his way. Wow, he got into that gap kind of improbably. It could be pretty tricky to get into those small gaps. DM gets through this room without having to do it a second time. Looks like enough fairy magic to get over the spicy chicken below and then jump in some lava for another 128 magic. There, Justin showed off the... Like, just catch yourself barely on that corner and then get through without taking a hit from a skull bubble. DM does not succumb to the wiles of the boss bot, choosing his own way to die. Alright, DM is coming up to Thunderbird. Justin the Barba. They're gonna be fighting at the same time. It's survival horror. Did it better than the later Resident Evil games. Alright. Dark Magician's through. Thunderbird not quite with the aesthetic he might have been going for. Yeah, well, the VOD was very smooth. It's a very clean VOD. Alright. Dark Link. Not on... quite on the ultimate flight plan. Fight plan? What game is this? Back Xanadu? There we go. Pretty good fight. DM actually shaved 30 seconds from his PV pace, leaving P6 till the end. And he's finished in first place, time of 1:07:15. All right. Zelda's awake from her, I don't know, 1,000 years of sleep or something more, maybe. I don't know how long it's supposed to be, but this is not the Zelda from the first game. This is a much older Zelda who was put to sleep a very long time ago. I think she was supposed to be the successor to the King of Hyrule, but her brother was jealous or something. And she ended up asleep on an altar for a very long time. Morning. Good game.
No.
No? Okay. No?
That was bad all around by both of us, it sounds like.
It was a toughie. He can die so fast in this game. Justin's fortunes just turned on a dime in Death Mountain. Like, all of a sudden, it's just game over. He got when he game over to the Red Daira, he took 2 hits to do it, and he was at like almost 3 full bars of health, and I think he must have gotten like point blank the closest projectile level of damage you can get from that axe. Like he was in that dyer's face, and he took that 3 bars of damage or whatever. It was ridiculous.
Sounds like the 1-up paid off for me then.
Well, I mean, didn't you died in that cave too as well, right? In Jump Cave? No, not in Jump Cave. You died in the overworld right afterward.
Yeah, right afterwards. So that's why I grabbed the 1-up.
Yeah. I thought Justin would grab the 1-up just for race safety, but he didn't.
It's annoying to get. I mean, that swamp.
Yeah, no, it's garbage. And when you're a player like, Justin kind of times that he has, like, I'm not getting this stupid 1-up. It takes forever. But yeah, it's just bad fortune. I think that Justin probably died with full magic when he game over because that damage was so unexpected.
We're upset that I didn't get Eco Key.
So you get a little bit like out of sorts with your P5 key routing?
So this was the first time trying Eco Key. Me and Justin were talking about it last night when he was teaching me to do it. Or maybe 2 nights ago. But we discussed, like, we timed out the dying instead going back to get the key, like do death abuse. And then I was like, hey, you know what? I can do this jump key in the block room, and that still saves more time than having to go back for that Eco Key. And then I'll just not die in the flute room, but key took forever and I still died, so
yeah. So in the flute room, you had the key for the door to the flute, right? Like when
I forgot.
Yeah, so you ferried into it and then yeah. That's quote unquote interesting routing, as the kids say.
Man, what really happened to him? I mean, I know dying in Death Mountain sucks, but I didn't think it was this much of a hamper.
Well, he game over to Barba.
Oh, well, that explains it. Okay, I'm not watching, so.
Yeah, game over to Barba, unfortunately. Went for a jumpless yak hammer, didn't fall in the lava right away, but only got 4 hits on the first cycle, and then was like caught in the leg by the fireball barrage, and knocked into the lava. It didn't really, when he game over to Death Mountain, it's like, well, you might be able to pull it back and catch up to you, make it kind of close. But you had a lot of parts that actually did go very well, like return from Daruni to Maze Island.
Yeah, that was okay. And I got my counts going, so I had P4 going for me.
Yep, P4 was good inside, and your VOD was really clean.
Yeah, that was like... Ooh, I'm only +9, or I was only +9 through VOD, and my gold VOD is like immediate fairy feats and no encounters. So
wow,
that was a good VOD.
Yeah, you had some nice clean like MOA clears in the intermediate encounters. Justin had a really sick Beakula room just now. He like blocked a beam, like blocked one that was gonna get in his way and just cleanly got up. It was beautiful. Yeah. Justin beat Karok. Every beam hit Karok. Perfect Karok.
God
basically.
Fight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Obviously it could be better, but like none of the beams even. They didn't. Not like no beams left the screen. You had like eight beams had probably left the screen, and you had a couple more that were missing when Karok died. I mean, he didn't even have one behind Karok when Karok died. Like they all connected. It was just silly. So Justin is at the final death abuse now. Hopefully cap it off with a really sick T-Bird.
Yeah, let's see. He's got Magic 7, so 1 spell.
Yeah. Go, let's see Jump and Thunder.
Oh, I guess 2. You can do Shield and Jump, I think.
Yeah, you can't do Shield and Jump. So it's Reflect and Thunder or Shield, Jump, Thunder. I want to see that Jump, though. Doesn't quite get the Dolphin. Doesn't. 4 sets of 2. Picks up the key real fast, though.
Yeah, my goals for this run were a clean P2 entrance, which I mostly got. And then Eco Key in 5, because between those two, that's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, you did that manipulation for P2 and you were on the final. You got all the way to the square right before P2. Alright, so Justin's on an ultimate fight plan here. Oh, missed a couple hits. Alright. And what's he doing? There it is. Alright, Justin's done. Yep, alright. Justin will be joining us here in a second. Justin's time, 1:15:20. I think that might be slightly slower than his all keys time, or right around it. That's a bummer run for Justin, but he's not out. He gets to go down to the lower bracket, and he's going to face Jay Coper. Alright, is that you, Justin?
Yeah, morning.
Morning. Good game?
Game.
Game.
Definitely game.
Garbaggio.
Oh, man. I mean,
Yeah.
What can I say? That thing
We'd
was
have
over
to
early.
walk it
but
off after that one?
I've never seen plus 14 minutes on my splits unless it's randomizer, ever, in any game.
Oh, God.
Gosh.
That was brutal.
So, spoiler, I got the one up in the swamp before Death Mountain.
Oh, yeah? Really? I mean, I didn't.
I still got down to, like, no health before the...
I would
left.
never get that if I didn't die in Jump Cave, which I didn't. The start of my run was perfect. I had a good Jump Cave, no encounter Bagoo, was cruising. I was ahead of my splits even, and then somehow died 3 times in Death Mountain before even getting past the red diver room. Like, I think 2 of the deaths were in that room, right?
Yeah, right? I don't... Where would the other one have been?
The
Oh,
first one was the blue
Korea.
Korea that I didn't cast life because I was an idiot. I just wanted to save it for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was no reason to save it.
Yeah, you were just barely over 1 bar, and I was like, you can cast it now. But I was like, he knows. But that Korea sniped you. Like, he doesn't usually throw like that, does he?
No, I mean,
he
I should have
fast and low.
ducked, but like sometimes he can throw it late low or like a little earlier low. So I feel like whenever I try to duck block one of those, I just duck at the wrong time anyway, and it costs me. So I should have just cast life and ate it. I wanted to try to like get over him and then cast it after I got out of that room so I could keep beam in case I got hit by something else, but it didn't matter. And then those bots in the dire room just set me on tilt. They just kept getting in the way.
And that game over death, you didn't even cast life on that one because you just got trucked by a point blank axe projectile, right?
Yeah, I was looking at my health and I'm like, oh no, I can't even cast it at this point. And like I think an axe does 3 full bars at life 1, and I think I was still life 1, so
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean even then I was trying to like work my way back into it to at least make it competitive for people to watch, but oh man, Barba apparently is hard, so like I dropped the no jump jackhammer both times I tried it somehow. I'm not sure how it would. I don't know. All I'm saying is I did a practice run before this, which I should never do because I feel like every time I do a practice run, it's a pretty good run, and then every run after that is just bad. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I made that mistake before Panic Restaurant. I like PB'd Panic Restaurant by a minute, and then I raced Coach Crab, and I just absolutely tossed it.
yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, I had like a low 105 in my practice run offline. Just Still wasn't that good, but I was like, all right. I mean, that's fine. That'd be fine for a race.
Yeah, you don't need practice.
Yeah,
You just need to be cool and play the game.
I mean, normally I wouldn't, but I haven't actually played the game in like a week because I've been playing
Isaac.
another game. Yeah. So I just want to make sure, like, but I didn't even I probably didn't need to because it, it's like riding a bike with this game. So
Yeah.
But GG game. If I'm gonna lose, I'd like to lose to you, I guess. So
You lost in lots of ways tonight.
I know.
I destroyed your brackets completely.
My bracket was the only perfect one left, and I blew it. So, well, no more perfect brackets. So that's out the window. But yeah, I mean, GG's. I'm sad you didn't get Eco Key. I was hoping you'd rub that in.
Yeah, I'm sad about that too. It was a bad run. I mean, I was +4.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we both should have had better runs, to be fair, but I just wish I didn't game over early, because that really just made it probably not as competitive the entire time. Like the whole time I'm just like, the only way I can win is if he game overs, so like, might as well just chip away and do what I can. I did the fairy feed in the maze, got the first try jar, stuff like that, but I had just bad segments everywhere, so it was just one of those runs.
We'll rematch later.
Yeah. Well, you get to go on and face Light now, right?
Lose to Light, yeah.
So I don't have to. Thanks.
Right.
Good luck with that. Maybe we'll meet again in the other bracket. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you just you gotta clean up down there.
Yep. A couple rounds from now in the lower bracket, maybe.
If I put up 114s, I'm not beating anyone. So.
Nope.
I mean, I almost didn't beat or that was a 115, right? I almost didn't beat my all keys PB. Like, that's it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we were asking you if that was close.
Like, that'd be a pretty good time if this was all keys, but not really. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for comms. Thanks for restream. No
Yeah,
problem.
absolutely. Thank you for doing everything. And I know I don't have to apologize, but I feel bad that I couldn't put up a better race for everyone. So
Right? I mean,
like,
we were hyping this all week, and
I know.
It happens.
It
Sometimes
should have been better, but yeah, it is what it is. No one's eliminated, so we'll keep on trucking for now, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I do, just as Ernest has said, do gotta thank you too for putting on the race. Obviously, it might have not been a close race, but it was still nice to watch. Very awesome. And you are, as said, you are not out of the tournament. You still have a good chance to go on. But we have much more CSR content coming up for you. We have the EU Weekly coming up. So if you saw the NA Weekly, I don't know what Seed Shark rolled there, but if you saw the NA Weekly and you want more of that, then we've also got the EU Weekly for you coming up tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central European Summertime. And I also want to quickly shout out that the All Dungeons tournament in A Link to the Past is just wrapping up at this point. We have the absolute final conclusion of that with a second game in the grand finals with Brian versus Irera, because Brian went on from the winner's bracket but actually lost the first match of the grand final. So that is the conclusion of that tournament. Whoever wins that is the winner of that tournament. That's going to be happening for you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central European Summertime, or noon Eastern if you want to wake up for that. So that is all tomorrow, and then actually technically today already if you're in Europe on Sunday, and then also at 9 p.m. Central European Summertime or 3 p.m. Eastern, we've also got the OOT Blackout Bingo benefiting Call of Change. So if you want to support an awesome charity, we've got that one as well. So lots and lots of good broadcasts coming up. But yeah, with that being said, I think I still see you in the call. So if you have any final words from you all, then the stage is yours, and we can wrap up the stream there.
Oh, that's great. I think we're done. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it. see you guys in the next race.
Yeah, morning. See you in 15
Morning.
minutes.